Hey, last but not least on the rubric for FSA opinion writing is conventions. Remember, the explanatory rubric looks a lot like this. Just some of these little bullets down here are a little bit different. But the last category is out of 2 points. It's not out of 4 points. So in my opinion, you either have it or you don't. And you want to be more on the side of, yeah, I can write well and I know where punctuation goes and I know how to capitalize words and my grammar is okay. You want to be closer to that side than, this is written so poorly, I can't understand it. Basically, those are the two choices that the grader of your essay has to choose from. So if you want to get a 2 on conventions, it says, the response demonstrates an acceptable command of basic conventions. The response may include the following: some minor errors, so you're allowed to make mistakes. Some minor errors in usage, but no patterns of errors. So if you know something, you always make mistakes in some category. Like when I write sentences, my sentences are run-on sentences and I never remember to put a period in the middle of them. Start working on those errors now, because as long as your errors aren't all the time and patterns over and over and over in the same essay, you make the same error, then you will not get a 1 or a 0. The other thing, it says acceptable use of punctuation, capitalization, sentence formation, and spelling. So it's not wonderful use, it's not amazing use, it's acceptable. And now the 1, if you got a 1 in conventions, it says the response demonstrates a partial command of basic conventions. So you don't really understand how to write. The response may include the following. Many errors in usage. Inconsistent use of punctuation, capitalization, sentence formation, and spelling. So right now I kind of want you to think about what in your essays what has been fixed so many times over and over and over again, because that's the thing that will not be fixed on the FSA, but you will just get scored off on. If you're somebody who does run-on sentences are when you keep talking and you don't put a period in the middle of it. If you're somebody that has an issue with spelling, if you're somebody who has an issue with capitalizing the beginning of a word, these are errors in use that you need to work on now, because when you do the FSA, no one fixes it. You just turn it in. You're the only one to fix it. So as you and your teacher begin to edit your essays, keep these errors in mind so you don't make them on the actual test. The last is a 0. It says, the response demonstrates a lack of command of conventions with frequent and severe errors, often getting in the way of meaning. So your writing is filled with errors, so much so that the reader can't really understand what you mean. So be careful about that. I don't think I know anybody that writes like that, but it's something to keep in mind as you continue to practice for the test.